Alright guys, I thought I'd do a quick little video on how to properly ship a card safely using eBay standard envelope if you're selling on eBay. I've been buying a lot of cards on eBay lately, and you would not believe how cards show up. I mean, sometimes I get a card in a penny sleeve, nothing else inside a white envelope. Sometimes I get them not in a penny sleeve inside a white envelope. Sometimes they're at least in a card saver. But just thought I'd let you guys know. I think a lot of people don't think you're allowed to have a non-machinable rigid card when you use the eBay standard envelope, but that's not true. So I actually talked to my local post office to make sure that everything was good the way I was doing it. And as long as you upcharge the weight to at least 2 ounces, so your label is at least 84 cents currently, you are able to send exactly how I'm about to package this up. If you want to be safe and use maybe longer pieces of cardboard or something, or just want to make sure it doesn't get returned, you can do 3 ounces when you're inputting the package size and weight. One thing to note, you cannot use regular corrugated cardboard or it will be too thick. Your envelope needs to be less than 1/4 of an inch thick. And if you use like the normal Amazon box style corrugated cardboard, it's going to be too thick and it'll get sent back. So got to use this really thin cardboard. I know there's places like Hobby Armor and other websites that have pre-cut pieces of cardboard, but right now I'm just using the boxes from random pieces of like Sam's Club bulk boxes. They typically have this thinner corrugated cardboard, but you want to make sure it's corrugated, not the floppy stuff, otherwise it's not going to really do any good. But I want to be nice. Most of the time I take one of these flags. You don't have to do this, but it takes me like one extra step to make it easier on my buyer. So take the card, put it in a penny sleeve. I put a flag on, then I stick it inside a card saver. This is a card saver 1 size. There's multiple different sizes you can use depending on what you've got. Then you take your cardboard, sandwich it between, and masking tape works best for a few different reasons. This is actually painter's tape. Painter's tape I really like because bright color, it's easy for people. If you're using plastic, if you're taping plastic, it's easy for them to see where the tape is. Just tape it all the way around, all 4 sides. And the other benefit of painter's tape is it comes off fairly easy. So the buyer, when he's trying to get his card out, he's not fighting with, regular Scotch tape or packaging tape that can be a pain in the butt to get off. So just use some painter's tape. You don't have to use the big thick kind like I do. You can buy the thinner stuff. This just happens to be what I had on hand. And just have it nice wrapped up like that. Then you pop it in the envelope. I usually get the envelopes that have a peel away already adhesive on there to make it easier, but Walmart didn't have those in stock this time, so I've got the old school kind that you got to lick or get damp. If you don't have the peel away adhesive and you don't want to lick 1,000 envelopes, just take a very lightly dampened sponge and you can just run that along the edge and that'll work for you as well. But the other thing I do, typically after I print the label, what I'll do is I will line up the label because it's wider than the envelope. I'll just line up the label so it goes over the top of the flap of the envelope, and then you fold it around there, and it's just a little added security to make sure that envelope stays shut. And if you're worried about this, just add a piece of tape there. Not a big deal. Should be fine just like this. And that's really all it takes to use a standard envelope to properly protect the card you're shipping out. After you get that filled out, shut up, you can just take a pen and write "do not bend" right on the envelope. I do it on the front and then once on the back. And that way, if the post office isn't paying attention, like they're just going through stuff quick, typically they'll see the "do not bend" and they'll put it in the non-machinable pile just to make sure your envelopes don't get bent. So hopefully that's helpful for people. Like I said, I've been receiving a lot of cards that have been very poorly packaged, and I think a lot of people don't realize you're actually able to reinforce cardboard. As long as you use the thin cardboard, it's thin enough that you're not going to have it returned to you by the post office. So hopefully that was helpful. If it was, or if you just enjoyed watching the video, please like and subscribe. Most of my videos are vintage cards that I'm buying. I'm just showing you mail days, showing you what cards I'm sending out to PSA. Haven't had any PSA reveals yet. I'm just getting started on sending PSA orders out, but I will do a lot of PSA reveals in the future as well. So thank you for taking the time to watch. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time. God bless.